so many questions have to do with my boyfriend. I'm just like, wow. I mean, he's hot, so. And on we'll go. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I have a Q&A for you guys. I'm so excited to be filming this for you guys. I basically just asked you guys to ask me questions. I like doing these every once in a while because it's fun to get to know me on a different level. So let's just go ahead and get started. First of all, this Q&A might as well just be like a Tanner Q&A because there are so many questions about like my boyfriend and like my relationship and all stuff, which is great because it means I get to talk about my boyfriend more, which I love doing, so why not? So I'm gonna go ahead and just start the questions now. So we're gonna go ahead and go to Facebook and start with those. What is this? Get out. Okay, so the first question is, how is life different for you now before having a bae and now after a bae? So let's see, she said, do you miss anything about being single, and was it all that you imagined it would be? So no, I don't miss anything about being single. I feel like I served my time in the single years. Oh my gosh, I guess it was only like 20 years of my life, but it was my whole life, so it was just like I'm ready. So there's nothing I miss being about single. How is life different for you now? It's different in like all the best ways. It's so fun to have like a boyfriend that's also your best friend, because it's like your boyfriend, your best friend, and a freaking hot guy, like smushed. There's Tanner and I'm like, ah. Was it all you imagined? It is all that I imagined it would be and more, which I know is like so like cliche, but it's true, because I was always scared that I was never gonna find somebody that I actually felt comfortable around and that I actually felt like I could be myself around, because like growing up I wasn't like, I really was kind of scared of guys. Like I didn't really talk to them very much. I kind of stayed away from them, and so like when I met Tanner and we started to talk, like I just felt so comfortable around him. I felt like I could be myself and I could be like my goofy self, and he's like just as goofy as me, and he's kind of goofier on a different level than me. So it's really fun to like have that all combined into one person and for it to be like my boyfriend. It's just been like so awesome. Like I feel like he just enhances my life so much. Like my life was great before him, but now like I get to like do life with him, and like when he's in my life, it's just way better. We just click and we just connect on like a whole different level, and it's so much fun having him as my boyfriend because we just goof off most of the time and just like joke around. Plus he's freaking hot, so it's just like yeah. So happy for you, by the way. Thank you. Happy too. What's your 5-year future goal plan? Okay, so 5 years, let's see, so I'm gonna be 21 in like a month. So I'll be 22, 23, 24, 25, so I'll be almost 28. That's wild. Wow, I'll be like a grown-up woman. That's weird. I wonder what I'll look like. That's gonna be interesting. Anyways, so I'll be 28, so I would like to be married by then. That'd be great. So I'm 28. I probably want to have a kid by then. Start having a kid. I'd really love to be a stay-at-home mom, which I know is like so not exciting and like glamorous, but I really like feel like there's such an importance in that job of like raising the next generation and like raising them to like love Jesus and be passionate about the Lord. Like I feel like that's just like such an important job that's so underrated. So I know that's like not a super amazing answer to that, but I also would like to have YouTube be my full-time job by then. I'd also like to get a new car within the next like year, which I know isn't like a 5-year plan, but I'd love to have a new car, to buy a new car. Yeah, so I'd like to be doing YouTube full-time. I'd love to be married, have my own little house. I didn't really put a ton of thought into this question, but that's probably something I would want to think a little bit more about. But for right now, I also want a cow by then. Like, I'm not even, you guys, like, you think I'm joking, you think I just, like, I'm not even kidding you guys. I've been on a little obsession with watching cow videos, like baby cow videos. They are so cute when they're babies, and I've, like, bottle-fed cows before, and I just, like, I need a cow in my life. So I probably want to live, like, on some land and have, like, a cow and some ducks and cats and dogs and all the animals in the world, because I love animals. What's your top 3 animals you want to own in your lifetime? This is convenient. Okay, so I feel like I really would love to have a miniature horse. That's something that I really, really want. A cow and a goat, and also a cat and a dog. What made you start YouTube, and what exciting plans do you have for the future? What made you start YouTube? So I started YouTube almost 4 years ago. I originally started it because I really thought it was cool that you could upload videos onto this like website and help people like from all over the world, and you could have like access to like so many people. So I just thought that was really awesome that you could like have this platform to like be able to help people. I originally started off doing nails. I was super into my nails. I did like all these designs and like had all the like latest equipment. I had like all those stamping sets and everything. If you guys, oh my gosh, there might be like 1 or 2 of you guys that transferred over from that channel to this one. If you did, give me a holler because you're the real MVP. Like, you win the best subscriber award. I originally started just because I thought it was such an amazing concept that you could like help people and like you could have a voice to like share things with people and people would listen. Well, at least I would hope they would. But yeah, exciting plans for the future. So I'm actually, well, you know this already, but I'm moving to California again this summer to School of Ministry, so I'm so excited for that. As far as the future, I mean, like, I don't know, I've been really excited for the future and I have no idea why. I've been like praying a lot about it, and I just feel like it's so exciting to like think about the future with God sorry, I keep looking at this airplane. It's so exciting to like look at the future with God, because like with God anything is possible, which I know sounds super like, with God anything is possible, but it's true. So I'm just so excited for like what he's gonna like, what doors he's gonna open and like what opportunities he's gonna bring me. So I guess that kind of ties in with like my 5-year plan or whatever. I just want to like get married and like start having a family and like do YouTube full time. And if YouTube doesn't end up working out, I'd really love to just find something that I'm really passionate about and like be able to have a job where I actually love what I do and what I'm passionate about. So right now that's YouTube for me. So yeah. What are your modesty standards? Oh my gosh, this word, this topic just gets me. I struggle with this so much because like I like to dress cute and I like to dress like to look good, because like that's okay. Like, we're not supposed to like dress in like turtlenecks and like baggy pants to not show that we have a butt. You know what I mean? But I do also struggle with it because it's like it's just that fine line of like you doing your part to make sure that you're like being modest, but also other people have to do their part. So it's just like my modesty standards. So I don't even know where to start. What does that even mean? Okay, so we're just gonna get real here. So if you don't like TMI stuff, I don't know, some people get weird about talking about stuff like this. I don't, so here we go. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't have a problem with legs. I don't understand why people have a problem with legs. So like if I wear a dress and it shows my legs, and like, so I'm a taller person, so when I wear dresses they tend to be a little bit shorter. They're not like showing off my whole like rear end, but like they're a little shorter. So like I don't have a problem showing my legs. Like, that's never been something that I feel like super like, oh my gosh, cover those. Boobs, on the other hand, okay, this is hard because I have bigger boobs, let's just be real here, and so it's a little bit harder to like keep them under control. So I try not to show cleavage. Like, that's one thing that like, so basically when it comes to modesty, this is kind of my whole little spiel, especially when I'm like buying new clothes, or if I'm in the store, I'm like trying on stuff. If I don't feel comfortable in it, like if I have like a thought of like, oh, I don't know if I would wear this, then I like don't buy it. With boobs, I try to not show any cleavage. It doesn't always work the best just because I have bigger boobs, and like even if you're wearing like a tank top and stuff, they're still there, so that's kind of difficult. But I try not to show cleavage. I just feel like that's one thing that like doesn't need to be seen by anybody right now. Pants. Shorts are difficult. Shorts are really difficult. Summer's in full swing right now, and I hate summer for just that reason alone, that it's so hard to like find cute stuff that's like modest. So you can find shorts that are a little bit longer. I personally don't think you have to go buy like those capri shorts that they made us wear in summer camp, you know what I mean, where they're like 2 inches above the knee and you have to go to like a thrift store and find some like old jean pair. Yeah, I don't do that. I don't think that's necessary. Obviously not booty shorts. I think as long as your butt cheeks are covered, that's kind of my standard. I don't know. I know they are pretty short though still, so it's like, that's kind of my rule with shorts. Yeah, anything else I don't really have much of a problem with. As far as like pants and stuff, I think you're fine to wear pants that fit you, that look good on you. Like, I don't see a problem with that. So I don't know if that helped or not. That's kind of just like my standards. I just try to keep the ladies away because those are something that I just think are like, they're not meant to be like shown to the world. That's just my opinion though. I don't even feel comfortable really doing that. So like I said, it is harder just because they're there and they're there and they're there. So sometimes it's hard. But is your hair always going to be as blonde as it was when you were 6? Yes, probably, because my sister Molly won't let me do anything different with it. So if I had my way, I don't care too much about my hair. Right now it's like a really pretty silver color because I did like a purple shampoo and it made my hair all cool tone, which I really like. But yeah, it'll probably be platinum blonde for a while. I like being platinum blonde. I feel real sassy, so probably. Top 5 places taken for granted since hitting 18. That's a very specific question. I don't know if I have 5. Honestly, I haven't like lived a lot of places. So top 5 places. So my old house that I used to live at, I love that house so much. It was like, oh, probably just because it was bigger, and like moving into, like, we live in a double wide mobile home right now, so it's pretty small. So I miss my old house for sure. I miss, like, also just like the memories I made there growing up. I miss that place for sure. I miss my grandpa's farm. I like the most like precious memories to me in the entire world were made on my grandpa's farm, and so like I miss that place a lot. It's in Minnesota. I guess home, like wherever home is, like moving away this last year and living in a different state made me like appreciate my home so much. Like, people, if you live at home and your parents, there's food in the refrigerator for you that you can eat without having to buy it, you're lucky. Like, do not take that for granted. It's a beautiful thing. Top 5 places to travel before you hit 25. Wow, that's coming up soon. Before I hit 25, I really don't care if I get there before I'm 25, so I would just say in my lifetime top 5 places. Yo, okay, I don't have like specifics of where I want to go. I just want to go somewhere before I die where the water is crystal clear and the sand is white. That's all I want in life. That's all I want. Like, I would just die. And I know that's like everywhere. That's probably like in like the Bahamas and all that stuff. So I probably don't have to go too far to find that, but that's just where I want to go. As far as other places, I think it'd be cool to go to Germany someday, just because I'm half German, so it'd be cool to see like my roots. Also maybe Croatia. I also really want to go to Colorado. I'm not sure why. What legacy do you want to leave behind? Okay. So, I was thinking about this question, and I was like, this is a really deep question. So, I have 3 answers to this question. The first thing I'd like to leave behind, which I know is super, like, I know it's like said all the time, but I really, really, really would love to leave behind a legacy of love. Like, I would love for people, when they look back at my life, this sounds so depressing, it sounds like I'm gonna die. When they look back at my life, they would see that, like, I lived a life of love, and that I loved, like, Jesus. I feel like that's, like, one of the most important things to me. So I'd love to leave a legacy behind of love. I'd also love to leave a legacy behind of like laughter, because like I feel like joy and laughter is so important to me. Like, I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't do enough of. And so I'd love to leave behind a legacy of like laughter. And then last but not least, I would like to leave behind a legacy of like, I don't know how to smush this into like a word to make it sound good, but I'd like to leave behind like that people would be able to like look at me like after I'm gone and be like, she was like genuinely herself and she felt comfortable in her own skin, and therefore like I would love to inspire people to be themselves and to feel comfortable in their own skin and to feel comfortable being themselves. I feel like that's so important, and I feel like we spend so much of our lives like trying to like fit in a mold of like what society tells us we have to be, when in reality like the quirks and the weird things about you and like you in general, just your personality, is what makes you special and like is what the world needs. So I'd love to leave behind that, like that people would feel inspired by my videos, or even just like by knowing me, that like I was true to myself and that I was like myself, and I was like whenever I want to do it, you know what I mean? Like, just be yourself. What is your deepest, darkest secret? My deepest, darkest secret is that I don't like dogs, and I know that the whole world right now is obsessed with dogs, okay? Like, here we go. So I am confused on why all of a sudden in the last like 2 years people have become obsessed with dogs, because I'm like, people, do we not realize dogs have been around since the beginning of time? And all of a sudden people are like, oh my gosh, the doggos, and I'm like, they've been here. Anyways, I don't like dogs, and the reason I don't like dogs is because it's hard for me to love something I don't have a relationship with. So like if I meet someone's dog, I'm like, oh, it's cute, it's slobbering on me, get it away. Okay, but like if I was to raise my own little dog, I'm sure I would love it. So I don't like dogs, and that's pretty dark. It's a pretty dark secret. What have you learned since being in a relationship that you didn't know a few months ago? Ooh, what have you learned? Okay, this is fun. So I've learned that communication is way different than what I thought it was. I always thought communication was like, hey honey, I'm 5 minutes, like I'm gonna be 5 minutes late from work, like don't stay up for me. No, it's like, you know, you're communicating well in a relationship if you're like talking about things that are very awkward and very like uncomfortable and like something that you don't want to talk about. That's what I've learned. It's like literally like you being like your rawest and you're real and being like, it's like uncomfortable. So I think that's what I've learned, that I didn't know that that's what communication meant, because everybody's like, oh, like communicate, and I was like, yeah, communicate, and then I was like, what does that even mean? But I've learned that Tanner is like really good at communicating. Like I like admire that so much about him. Like he's so good at communicating, and it's something that I feel like I need to work on a lot, because like it's hard. It's also, I think it has a lot to do with how you were raised. Like I'm not blaming this on how I was raised at all, but like we never like talked about how we felt, or like we never talked about like we just kind of internalized everything. And so that's definitely something that I do, and like something that I'm trying to work on, is just like talking about things more, you know. But yeah, Tanner's really great at it. Like he's so good at it. I'm so impressed by that. So yeah, I've learned that communication just means like being really, really like brutally honest with the other person that you're in a relationship with, about things that are hard to talk about. But yeah, that's one of the main things I've learned, is that communication, you know you're doing it right if it's really awkward and really uncomfortable. But I mean, hopefully it shouldn't be too bad if the person you're with is like understanding and caring for you and stuff like that. Like Tanner is just the best at like making me feel safe and stuff like that, so I really appreciate that about him. But yeah, that's something I learned, which is something that I didn't ever really like know that was what communication looked like. So I learned a lot about what communication looks like. So how do you feel about a 7-year age gap? 7-year age gap, so that would be like 30 and 37. It's doable, you know what I mean? Like, it's up to you. I feel like when you're young it looks like such a big number, but when you're older it's really not. So I mean, like, sure, if you love that girl or guy, I don't know what gender you are because your username is Cookies Wookiees, but if you love her, you marry her, okay? That's what I have to say. What is one thing you like about your boyfriend that you haven't told him? I'm trying to think of something that I haven't told him about. Okay, I think one thing I love about Tanner is that, among the many things, is that he is really, really good at making you feel like listened to. Like when you're talking to him, like he's just like very intent, and you can tell that he really is making an effort to like be involved in what you're saying. And I really appreciate that about him a lot, because in the past, like, I've had people just like, that's probably one of my pet peeves, is when you're talking to someone and they're not actually like registering what you're saying, and they're not actually like making an effort to like respond to you. So the fact that he does that so well is just really, really, I'm so grateful for that. And I just really love that about him, that he actually like engages with what I'm saying and like he just makes you feel very like heard and very like listened to, which I just love. Babe. Is Tanner your first boyfriend, and how long have you guys been dating? Yes, Tanner is my first boyfriend, and I'm his first girlfriend, which is really cool. We get to learn this whole relationship thing with each other, which is really fun. And we've been dating for about 3 months now, but we were friends for 6 months prior to that. So it feels like I've known him since I was born, to be honest. Like, but yeah, we've been dating for 3 months. How did you meet your boyfriend? So I met my boyfriend, I don't want to say too much because I really would like to film a little like our story video with him when he's here, when I'm there with him. But we met at, it's kind of like a Bible college. I basically just say Bible college because people don't know what I'm talking about otherwise, so it's kind of like a Bible college. So we met at Bible college, and I was like, he was getting his praise on, I was getting my praise on, and I was like, who's that over there, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think that is all my questions. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you have any other questions, like, pop them in the comments section. Maybe I'll film another one before I go. I really, really love doing these. They're different. They're a little bit of a refreshment. Speaking of refreshment. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys on the next video. Bye! Wow, why did my light get so good all of a sudden? Lord, Jesus, coming through.